What's going on, New Breed Disciples? This is Nick, and this evening, this afternoon, this morning, we are going to be discussing a little more on legacy, but we're going to go at it from a different angle today. We're going to look at it from the standpoint of generational curses versus generational blessings. Another way to describe what a legacy is the continuing of a tradition or an inheritance. And both of these words, I feel like, have a positive connotation, tradition and inheritance, but these can also apply in the negative traits that we pass down as well. We've all uttered those words about our parents, I will never do ... I will never be like ... But as we get older, we begin to notice that these same character defects start to pop up in our own lives. Those same addictions, the same anger problem that dad had, the same depression that mom had. We start to see these things manifest in our lives. And you know what character defects or traits or addictions, or you know what resonates with you and what that looks like in your life. But what determines whether we're passing down generational curses or generational blessings to our children? On my dad's side of the family, there was alcohol, drugs, and suicide were some of the traits that I inherited. And on my mom's side, it was some mental health stuff that we inherited. And I swore that I would never have to deal with these issues. I swore that I would never let myself get in situations where these character defects would pop up. But guess what? I've ended up dealing with all of these issues and so much more. But luckily, my kids, they were so young when I was going through a lot of this that they didn't really know truly what was going on. But my girls were watching every mood that I was in, good or bad, and they were absorbing that on how to behave. They've seen me intoxicated. They've seen me lose it in fits of rage and anger. Y'all, I have even walked out on my family for months. And whether they remember that or not, that had an impact on them. But I witnessed and I learned a lot of this behavior in my childhood, but then as I got older, I exemplified those traits. See, generational blessings or generational curses, we will exemplify those from our parents, whether it's good traits or bad traits. We will take it to the next level. But the point is, if we want to leave a godly legacy for our families, then we have to address all of these generational curses. We have to let God come in and completely overhaul everything we thought we knew about being a husband, everything we thought we knew about being a father, and most of all, everything we thought about being a man. Because if our identity is found in anything other than Jesus, then we are running the risk of carrying still, and passing down these generational curses to our children. And the cost is, gentlemen, because there is a cost to this if these things don't get addressed, the cost is that our children will have to struggle with the same crap that you and I do or did. Our kids won't be able to walk in freedom from the jump. They won't be able to experience God's favor and His goodness if we're not modeling this for them on a daily basis in our homes. See, I want to leave behind for my family generational blessings. I want my daughter to walk in the freedom and the favor of God. I want them to have an intimate relationship with Jesus, and I want them to be full of peace and joy and kindness. But they have to learn this by watching us demonstrate those things. None of that would be possible for them if I didn't stand up, if we don't stand up and say, enough is enough. Depression, you stop with me. Addiction stops with me. Infidelity stops with me. Anger stops with me. You have to declare what these generational curses are in your life that are holding you back. You have to address these things and say, no more. Not for me and not for my family. Generational blessings, they can be overlooked, I think. If we look back at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I mean, these are the greatest examples of generational blessings. Out of obedience and teaching their descendants how to worship God and how to live a life solely for God, God worked through these men. And this is how we should be raising our families. Teaching them his ways. Teaching them to have a relationship with him. But not just teaching them how to do it, demonstrating how to do that. So let's call out, let's address, and let's put an end to the generational curses, and let's start embracing everything that God has for our families. And let's leave our families the greatest legacy that we can. And that's by being strong, faithful, and persistent men of God. I love you guys. I hope that helps somebody. It's time to grow, man. It's time to address these things that are holding us back and leave a legacy for our family. Yeah. I love you guys. Peace.